So, you gonna show me around? Yeah? Gotta get used to this place. It's gonna be easier to film me when we're a little calmer, huh? Gotta settle in a little bit. I'll be right when we settle in a little. You want me to throw it? You want to fetch? You want to fetch? Yeah. Do you want to fetch? You like chewing on that bone? You like chewing on that bone? Yummy, that's a good bone. When we think of intelligence, we often think of humans, but what about other organisms? In particular, dogs, right? Animals. And the studies are showing that dogs normally can have a brain space of like a toddler, like a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, right? They are very smart. They actually can do a number of things. They can read tones and follow commands. They can read emotions and actions even seconds before the owners actually do them. You know, if you're like thinking in your mind, okay, well, I'm gonna take my dog for a walk, and you normally check your phone and check the clock, they're going to watch you. And when they see those signs of you like checking the clock or checking your phone, they're going to respond, and they're gonna know what you're gonna do next. Dogs especially appear to be in tune with something else. Now, I am babysitting a adorable little puppy named Nala, and she is going to be part of my video because I'm going to see what kind of things I can prove about the intelligence of animals with her help. She's just chewing on her bone. She's just running around chewing on her bone. Is that a tasty bone? Oh, that's such a tasty bone. You've been chewing on it for the last hour now. Is that a tasty bone? Do you want me to throw it? No. I can throw the bone. Want me to throw it? You want to fetch? Here. No? Okay. Doggy slapper. There was once a border collie, and he could retrieve like over 1,000 different items. His owner trained him. He would tell him, that's the ball, that's the book, all sorts of different things, and he could actually listen to what the word was and then go and fetch that object and bring it back. And you know, that kind of memory skill is something that humans have. When we hear about an object, we know what an object is, we always know what the object is. You know, we know what a plant is, what a painting is, what dog food is, what a pot is. And when we're little, we don't know those things. We learn them by being taught them. And dogs seem like they can also obtain that kind of information, which is quite special. But I feel like there's something deeper than language when it comes to human-animal communication. Can animals communicate deeper than just a language? Like, we know they can read our body language before we even do it, like, because they know what we're going to do. And yeah, I just feel like there's once a border collie, and he could retrieve like over 1,000 different items. His owner trained him. He would tell him, that's the ball, that's the book, all sorts of different things, and he could actually listen to what the word was and then go and fetch that object and bring it back. And you know, that kind of memory skill is something that humans have. When we hear about an object, we know what an object is. We always know what the object is. You know, we know what a plant is, what a painting is, what dog food is, what a pot is. And when we're little, we don't know those things. We learn them by being taught them. And dogs seem like they can also obtain that kind of information, which is quite special. But I feel like there's something deeper than language when it comes to human-animal communication. Can animals communicate deeper than just a language? Like, we know they can read our body language before we even do it, like, because they know what we're going to do. And yeah, I just feel like they've got another language. Girl. Am I confusing you? Yeah, it's definitely confusing. Dogs are always like, what are you doing? Nala just listened to the recording of the crowing, and she just goes and just tilts her head like, what is happening? Is that confusion? I know. You're like, what was that? Have you ever seen a chicken? Have you ever seen a chicken before? I bet you haven't. You want me to throw that? I'll throw that. You go get it. Let's see. Hayworth's meow is a little more like meow, 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 meow. Violet is actually a very yappy dog. Like, I know she's like not a chihuahua or anything, but she just gets like this super high pitched yap. And I'm like, yeah, you're really annoying. So it's really terrible. If she wants to go in the car and we're not taking her somewhere, like we're going to the store or something and we're leaving, she just is so upset. She'll just be like, you know, like just whining. Let me see. She sounds like You want to chase it? You want to throw it? I'll go get it. Okay, you go get it. Now she's playing fetch. She would only play fetch with her earlier. Now she is. You like to be fetched. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. You can't fetch. Putting that bone all over the couch. You want to go chew on that? Not on the couch. Is that okay though? It's gonna be a pretty exciting and special few days because this adventure is not just about dog sitting and house sitting. I'm here all by myself with Nala for like 4 days, right? This is evening number 1. And I'm not exactly like nervous or anything. I'm more, I don't know, just curious about like what this experience is going to be like. I think it's just going to be a pretty fun experience. And, I've never been in a house alone cooking myself meals and taking care of a dog before. I've been, like, I babysat for a few hours, like taking care of a house and children and like my siblings and like my neighbor. But this is like a totally different experience and feels pretty cool. So we're just going to be hanging out for a few days and I'm going to be studying the intelligence of dogs. She, when I first got here, she just kind of would look at me and just be so serious, and I would just stare back at her, and then as soon as I smiled, she would just loosen up and not look so serious. She's like, "You," and I'm like, "Yeah, hi." And I'd be like, "Hi, I'm your friend." And she'd just be like, "Okay." She's like, "Oh yeah, you're pretty great." Now, don't knock the iPad over, silly. Don't knock the iPad over, silly. This adventure is really quite interesting. The silence, being alone, I'm cooking my own meals and just, doing everything in this house that needs to be done, which is, there's not very many things, but still just doing those things by myself. It's quite an interesting adventure, and I feel like I would totally do it again. Yeah. It's just very quiet, very peaceful. It's pretty relaxing. Actually, yesterday I took a second, sat down while I was eating my dinner here at this table, and I was like, wow, because my house. If you listen to my other videos, in the background there's someone yelling "Mama" or some kind of crazy background noise with the kids, being kids, but here there's not any of that. So last night, every little sound was just like, whoa, what was that? What was that? I wasn't scared, but it was I'm not used to these sounds. They're not the normal night sounds for me. Got to make my own hot chocolate. Had a steak. Kind of skipped breakfast because after I woke up at 6 in the morning, and I'm pretty sure I woke up in the middle of the night at 5 something in the morning, 5:55 maybe. I went to bed at 7, almost 8 last night. Then I woke up in the middle of the night at around 5:55, which is kind of an interesting number to wake up on. But I was like, oh, great. Basically, it's morning, the sun's going to rise soon. Basically it's 6, because that's when my alarm was going to go off. I had an alarm at 6 and 7, just in case I snoozed 6. I ended up snoozing both of them this morning because I was just I just want to sleep a little more. And I did. And I got up. Must have been around, 9. Yeah, I think I saw it was 9. And I was like, okay, I'm getting up now. I'm not sleeping any later than this. like, Nala needs to be fed, I need to go make myself some food. And I made myself a steak, and there's still most of them over there in the pan. I haven't eaten all of it. I don't have a very big appetite, I don't know why. But, yeah. Then Nella and I went out for a walk around, was it like 11 almost? Yeah, it must have been like, it was 10. It was like 10, almost 11, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go on a walk. We went out on a walk, and she ran so fast. We ran up and down the sidewalk. She paused every now and again to sniff at everything. And then we came back, and this was after breakfast, and I gave her like treats, and we did like some tricks and stuff while we were out walking. Then she took a nap after that. I did some art, painted some pictures, and I listened to some music. I played my Andrew Peterson playlist on Muse and Bloom on my channel, and I danced and sang to that for Hey Nala, what's up? Here, girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Good girl. You smell my hamster? Yeah, that's my hamster. That's my Baroness. It's my little Baroness. What you doing? Do you need something? I think she wants me to come play with her. Nala is one of those pretty smart dogs. Like, they are obviously very expressive with their faces. She is extremely expressive with her face. She widens her eyes. She narrows her eyes. My favorite is she goes, and she just tilts her head, and it's just the cutest thing ever. Like, dogs tilting their heads to show that they are confused. That's something we find in humans. And, when you do something that is extremely confusing to a person, they might be like, what? And dogs do the exact same thing. So I thought it was pretty interesting to notice that. Also, dogs do that. Yeah, she's very expressive. She, since she's like one of those tall, like when she's standing up on her hind legs anyway, like tall, lightweight kind of dogs, she can like walk around on her hind legs pretty easily, and she does whenever she wants to. Especially when she wants to get my attention if I'm like walking away. She's like, hello, go on me. Yeah, I thought it was really cool that she is quite obviously expressive with her face to show her emotions and what kind of things she feels, and that shows me that she does have emotions and that she does have feelings, that she has thoughts at some degree. I don't know what the degree is of thoughts with animals, but I can tell you she has thoughts of some sort somewhere in there. She probably has feelings of pride. She has feelings of fear. She can be embarrassed. She can be happy. She has lots of different emotions. I can tell that she does. And I wanted to point that out as part of my research. And another thing, I found it was really sweet that the last 2 nights, Nala and I have like woken up at different times and like moved. Like, we started like at the very edges of the bed, and then we started moving closer and closer and closer until we were like right against each other. And I remember I woke up and I like put my hand over her paw, and then she started licking my hand. And we would have like that little moment of connection where she would lick me or I would pet her. And then after that, we'd just roll over and go back to the edge of the bed as soon as we met each other in the middle of the bed. It's really sweet. This is my last day here with Nala, and it is 3:36 in the afternoon. Just having a drink of water, and I feel like I am gonna miss being here more than wanting to leave. You know, there's sometimes whenever you want to leave a place, right? You're like, I'm tired of this, you know, I'm excited to go back to normal life. I actually am gonna miss hanging out here, and I feel like that's better than wanting to leave, because then I'd be like, finally I get to leave, you know, and that always feels a little sad to be that homesick. So I'm glad that I'm less homesick in that way.